I'm Miss Deb, and I've seen you at CCACMakes, and we're going to be doing some art that's not what we would do in our classroom at CCACMakes, but we're going to be doing something that's along the lines of recycle and repurpose. This time we're going to be using food, things that you have at home, hopefully, or things like what you have at home, and then you can eat your art afterwards. So it's going to be extra special fun because it's one of those times when it's really good to think about things. Everything is topsy-turvy, so let's just start thinking about things that we don't usually do, like making art out of our food. So we have 2 apples, a banana, a carrot, and I've got some different kinds of nuts here, 2 different kinds of nuts, walnuts and peanuts, and raisins, but you can use anything like this. And just in case we need some chips, there are some chips here, and a couple of different spices, because I just love spices. So the banana is kind of fun because you really don't need a really sharp knife. You can actually cut that, maybe some of you can cut it by yourself. So I'm going to show you about cutting a banana. Here's the banana, it's been peeled, and I'm going to move these out of the way. And then here it is, and I have a certain reason that I'm doing this. I'm going to cut it like this way, almost in half. Can you guys see that? Okay, like this. And then it's very soft. You can cut it with a regular knife, and then I'm going to cut it in half this way, which is maybe a little bit trickier, but there. Okay, so we have 2 things like this. Okay, and actually I'm going to put those right here. Oh my goodness, they look to me like ears. I don't know, do they look to you like ears? They look like ears. And we're going to save this part. And meanwhile, let's see, maybe the pink one, pinky-ish apple. Now this one you're going to need some help with, I think, because sometimes apples are really hard to cut. You usually can't cut them with a regular knife. So cut it in half first. And one thing to do, I'm just going to go like this at first, and a kind of a quarter, or not even a quarter, a part of it, and then you're going to maybe ask somebody to cut out the inside, because actually maybe you can use the inside later. Let's cut a couple of those, just see what we need. We might use them for this, and we might just have some extras that you can just eat anyway. Like, you guys can't smell it, but the apple actually, and the banana, they smell really good. Well, I'm going to try this. Just put that down there as a funny looking mouth. Can you guys see this? Can you see it like that? There. Okay. And, you know, I bet you wonder why a carrot is among all of these fruits, because it's really just mostly fruits and nuts and vegetables, but I'm going to show you why. So I'm taking this carrot, cutting off the ends, cutting it in half, and then I'm going to cut those pieces. Oh, is it still? No. Cut those pieces in little pieces, kind of thin, so you're probably going to need help with this. If you haven't done this before, I would not suggest doing this for the first time. Okay, so I'm going to use these. I have 6 ready to go, like this. Okay, and what does that look like to you? Can you get a sense of, whoops, I need some glue for these to keep these. Food glue. Well, okay, so we have something going on here, somebody's face that has got somebody with big ears. Oh wow, look at this. I think this walnut would make a wonderful nose. So here we have nose. And then, you know how rabbits, well, you're not a rabbit and you don't have the same, oh my goodness, you don't have a nose. But you've got some great teeth and some cute eyes. and I forgot the eyes. So here, I'm gonna use this little thing to join, this little extra carrot to join like that, kind of like bunny, because I really am thinking, if you can't tell. Oh, nice view, thank you. Thank you, and you're not allowed to eat anything. I can see with his teeth, he's looking pretty hungry right now. But so the other part of the banana, I'm gonna use that for this, and maybe you can do this too. Now, by the way, you don't have to do this exactly. You can make up your own animal with your own fruits and vegetables, and I really, really, really hope you do, because this is just one idea. Let's see, that way, it's interesting, that way they look kind of sad. Put the eyes, you turn the eyes down, it looks kind of sad, like that. But that way, it looks kind of happier, right? Today I think it's going to be a happy bunny. You can always make it a sad one later if you want, or whatever. You can do whatever you want. So, but I think, thank you, I think to focus the eyes, we can put some raisins here. Now it looks kind of, then it looks like, really, okay, bunny. And you know what? I have some extra raisins, and I'm going to kind of use those as freckles. I know rabbits don't exactly have freckles, but you know, the plate seems like it might need some freckles. Let's see, sometimes you can end up with things, like I'm just curious to try this. If I switch this out for that, does it look like it's winking? Kind of. Looks like it's kind of winking. Sort of, yeah. So those are some fun things that you can do. You can try switching things out, and let's say you ate this one, you ate this, and then you had this left, so you can just switch things out and eat parts and then change things around. If you want to get really fancy, you can start cutting little teeth, little ridges like this character has for teeth. But I think we'll just leave it like this. And okay, so if you want to make it a little fancier, one kind of simple way to do that, if you have some chips around, and I have these beautiful blue corn chips that kind of match the plate actually, and I'm going to lift up these, and you know how bunnies, let's say, or many animals have kind of cheeks, especially when they're eating, they're chewing and their cheeks are, you know, so that's kind of little like the bunny chewing some good carrots or some good food. And there, put that one there and put that back down. And then one thing that's really lovely, if you have it, is something like turmeric, which has a little bit of taste and a really wonderful smell. And if you can you can sprinkle it on. It just looks like sort of, not exactly like freckles, but it just makes it kind of magical and special. So you could sprinkle some of that on too. Now, you know, some people like to make faces of all kinds, and some people maybe like more abstract kind of designs, and that's what we're going to be doing next, is another food plate that, remember, you can eat it afterwards. Just because this is still here doesn't mean that nobody's going to eat it afterwards. And I think there's somebody that's waiting. I can see you're chomping at the bit, but hang on and let's just look and see. We've got some vegetables. This is going to be only vegetables, maybe a little bit of nuts or something, but mostly vegetables. The other one's mostly fruit. So let's have a look. Okay, we have some various vegetables. This is some romaine lettuce, which is kind of from the inside of the romaine. This is purple kale, which is kind of exotic, but sometimes you can get it at any grocery store sometimes. So I just love the color, of course. Can you see the color? And then here's celery. Also, this is from the inside of the celery, but it doesn't matter. Here's a carrot again. And here are 3 different peppers that you can buy. Sometimes they come in a bag together. You can buy them all seasons, it seems. So we're going to cut some of these up and do something with these that's, you know, something that's a beautiful, beautiful design that you can also eat. And I'm going to first put these here and use the circle plate, and this is going to be a vegetable design that uses the circle. And I'm going to tell you of a special word. There's a word that's called mandala that's from an ancient language called Sanskrit that means circle. So we're doing vegetable mandalas. Cut up the carrot, and this you will probably need some help from a big person or somebody who has done this before. Again, this carrot is a little bit tricky, and if your knife is not sharp, then it's even trickier. But you know, just cut it in some strips if you want, and they can be big strips, skinny strips, whatever you want. But just do several. You don't have to have a certain number. You can if you want, but you don't have to. And for right now, I think I'm just going to see what this looks like with just these. This is part of the carrot. And I'm actually putting them like this, so there happen to be 2 of each, like that in each section. And then this yellow pepper, it's a good idea to take out the insides, and I'm just going to put them on here for now. But you know, the seeds are kind of cool, so I'm just going to sprinkle the seeds around. Could do that later, but I'm going to do it now. Can you see what's going on here? Yeah, okay. All right, so the pepper, also cut that. This is a little bit easier to cut than the carrot for sure. But still, you probably need a sharp knife. So let an adult help you with that, please. Thank you. Put these in here. And you know, guess what? I have not done exactly this before. So it's kind of, I've done these before, but I haven't done this one before, so it's always new to me, and it's fun to me to just kind of play and see what I can make. There's no one way to do it, for you or for me. So that's what's fun about this, is you can kind of make it up as you go along, and you might want to change it at some point too, change some things about it, or not. I'll cut these in half like this, because I kind of like this green part, which is not a part that most of us eat, but it's a part that some of us eat, and it's pretty. The greens are really pretty. And this time of year, okay. Oh look, I have 4 of those too. Okay. So here, and it's very greeny, yellowy right now, isn't it? I'm going to use this to put under here, and this one to put under here, so you can kind of just, I'll put it this way. You can kind of make up things, like I was saying, as you go along. Okay. Now let's do this, and I'm not going to cut this one in as many pieces. Let's see what that looks like. It's just a little bigger. Sprinkle some seeds on. Now seeds, you can eat them. They're not good to eat. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's okay if you do. Yeah, I think maybe this is the color is so beautiful that I don't want it to be in only 2 spots, so I am gonna do this and make it, look at how beautiful that color is. Even both sides, but especially the shiny outside. Here. Like this. Okay, so you see how it's basically symmetrical. You can basically see in each quarter, in this case, is kind of similar. This is called radial symmetry, and it's a type of design that artists use, and you can see it in, even if you look at a wheel, your bicycle wheel will have something like this. So it's all over. It's in nature, it's in things that people make, it's all over, this type of symmetry. The sun looks like this. The sun has this type of symmetry in a way, or at least drawings of the sun that we do, paintings of the sun. So a lot of things in our lives have this kind of beautiful design. Just put this
And maybe I have to cut this again because remember, all these things you can eat. You don't want to wait until like way later to eat them though. You know, you want to eat them pretty soon. Actually, I'm going to put this one out, these out here. Just see what that looks like. There, okay, like that. All right, and this kale, the contrast, you don't have to have kale at your house, but just if you do, you can see what an amazing thing, anything that has this, you know, kind of color will do. It's just beautiful to kind of make it, everything look really intensely, beautifully colored, beautifully colorful. And there, okay, that's good for now. And you know, I have some walnuts and peanuts, which I think would be very delicious with this, just to eat. And I think they might look nice too, so I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle these on, maybe not in such an uh-oh, they're getting organized. I guess that I have to make them organized then. There, before, make it, there. It's getting organized, and then the peanuts are not gonna be organized. Just sprinkle those on. Got a few raisins, sprinkle those on. Those look nice with the kale. Okay, so now, what do you have under your wing? Oh my goodness, look at that. A special spice that's called turmeric that's very beautiful yellow. Thank you for sharing. I'm gonna sprinkle this on. It's kind of like fairy dust, we could say. I don't know. It just is beautiful color and very wonderful taste. It's not too strong, it's not too spicy, but wonderful taste. Okay, thank you. Thanks. Should I tilt this up? There. And thank you. Thank you for your help. And don't gobble first. Stay back.